Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. Really excited to show you guys today. We've got our two wind turbines back up and running. We've been down to one turbine for a little while because the second one was broken when we were putting the upper ceiling track around the Lego room. And it's been sitting off to the side waiting for me to put back together. So took the plunge today, got it back together. It's going to be going out to the train show that we are displaying at. So it should be a lot of fun to have both of those back up and running for that. But also just looking forward to being able to run the two of these again here in the Lego room when we're running trains around the layout, etc. With that, we've made a few changes and you'll notice some new landscaping and vegetation going in around the base of the wind turbines. So let's take a closer look. So first off, taking a closer look at the sunflowers. These are based off of an amazing set of sunflowers that I saw at BSBT 2025, the Lego train show I went to in Germany. The Hungarian L-Gauge team had put together these awesome sunflowers, and I've basically been building these off of the relative sort of plans they had there. Took some careful notes and really happy with how they look. I thought they looked amazing in their layout in Germany. And I think these are going to be an awesome addition to our layout here. This is not the final number or the final positioning of them. We're going to do some work to move them around a bit. Got some ideas about how we can space them out and mix them up a little bit around the wind turbines. But in addition to these ones here, we still have a whole bunch more to make. Lots and lots of parts for this. We've been making pretty good progress through it, but I think they look awesome and should be a really nice addition to this particular portion of our layout. And looking forward to having them on display when we go to the train show. I think they'll work out well around the base of the wind turbines and some of those connecting mills modules in the layout there. Should be really fun. And I love the way they look. They look really nice. The yellow flower on the top really pops and just really cool idea. Glad that I was able to see their layout, including this in Germany, and looking forward to polishing it up here and continuing to add to it. I think that it will add a lot of color to this particular end of the layout here and will be a nice addition to the bottom part of these wind turbines. Now, on the note of the wind turbines, one thing to see here at the base, I've moved their mounting point into the mills module itself. So it's largely underneath the surface of the mills module there. Going to do a little bit of extra work around there to kind of cover up those extra openings that you can see and to raise the level a little bit, but pretty happy with how this looks and how it kind of reduces the profile of the foundation parts of the wind turbine. I think it looks really cool, less that we have to kind of cover up and hide there. So with a little extra plate work around that, feeling pretty good about how it will look. And, then we can have the sunflowers around there. We can do a few things to kind of mix up the terrain height and the flower height around the base of the wind turbines. And I think it should all come together really nicely. It's also super cool to get these running again because we saw so many of them when we were over in the UK and Germany. Really cool to now have them back up and running here in the layout based off of, some of the things that we saw over there. So the other bit that I should show you before we wrap this video up, we should show them in action so you can see that they actually work the way that we're expecting, and it'll give you an idea of how these will look over in this corner of the layout here and how they should look when we take them out to the train show. Really cool to see them running there. I think they look great. Always nice to add different levels and areas of movement and sort of interesting details around the layout. So really love the fact that these add some movement and motion over to this side of the layout, and they just stand out, you know, from really far away as you're moving around the layout, which is cool as well. A really nice touch that can be viewed from all different angles and really catches your eye. Just to give you guys a view from farther across the room, you can see how they really pop and stand out over there. Things I would still like to do with the wind turbines at some point in the future is to add some lighting around it. I think it would be really cool to have some red sort of warning lights, or, you know, sort of lights that call attention to them for, I don't know, low flying aircraft or something like that. So I think it would be a cool thing to go back here at some point, add a bit of lighting around the upper part of the wind turbines. And, you know, in the back of my head, I still think it might be nice at some point to add a third one to our collection, a third one of these larger scale wind turbines. We do have a smaller one, which we haven't managed to get motorized, but I think a third one, not probably right next to those ones over there, maybe towards the edge over there, or maybe over towards this end of the layout over here. But I think a third one could look really cool. Something to think about for the future. But really happy to have these running again, and I think they look awesome. Now, for those that are curious, I use our LEGO rechargeable battery boxes for the wind turbines. They run pretty well for the wind turbines. Over the course of a day at the show, I will probably have to change those batteries or swap them out 2 or 3 times maybe during the day. They run fairly smoothly and consistently. I do find that during the course of a day, there's probably at least a couple times, depending on the heat outside, where they'll hit an automatic shut off, and I just need to give them a moment, and then I can usually start it back up and they run again fine. So that is what we'll be doing. We'll go through a lot of batteries and battery box charges over the course of the weekend, but really happy with how this particular set of modules is coming together. I think those sunflowers are looking really cool. Really happy with that. I think they're going to look even better as they sort of spread out and move around or sort of get placed around the wind turbines there themselves. So really happy with how this has come together. I think it should be an awesome display piece out at the train show, and will continue to be a great portion of our layout here in the LEGO room. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.